What does it take to be a king? What does it take to have 7 kingdoms under your hands? Well, today we're going to be ranking the 17 Targaryen kings. The Targaryen dynasty gave Westeros some of its greatest legendary rulers, from conquerors to madmen, from legendary kings to rulers who nearly ended it. Today I'm going to be ranking every single Targaryen king. Let's see how they rank amongst each other. If you're new here, this is my first YouTube video. My name is Kedi Odakosi. Let's go. Disclaimer: this is merely based on lore and the books, so no show continuity. The show didn't really flesh any king out, so I don't think you know. But aside Viserys from House of the Dragon. But without further ado, let's start with the main man, Aegon the Conqueror. Now, Aegon the Conqueror. This is the guy who started this whole thing. He's the one that came to this Westeros, this foreign kingdom, and he conquered everything, almost everything, with his dragon. Easy Esther. Where else would I put him? He's the one that started. All these guys are from him. He's the greatest king, I guess, in their history. He's so great that at least 23 people, there are like 23 people that are named after this guy. Like it's so crazy. Aegon, he accomplished a lot. But on the next side, Aenys, the Abomination, as it's known as, was Aegon's first son with his first wife. This guy had 2 wives. So Aenys detail. What I think I should do F. So it's SABCF. Aenys was a nothing, spineless fool. Like, this guy did not know what he was doing. He was not cruel, he was not wicked. He just didn't know what he was doing. He was just too calm, too relaxed. Wait, was it too relaxed? Yeah, he was just a pussy. He was just a pussy ass nigga, man. Then we have Maegor, his brother, his half brother, Maegor the Cruel. Maegor, he was not a good person at all. This guy was evil. Yeah, he was evil. Basically, he killed people he didn't like. Like, if you said anything bad about it, he cut out your tongue. That's kind of, that's the type of time he was on. He was a no-nonsense guy, and he did multiple atrocities across his reign. But without him, I don't think you get to all these other guys. Without Maegor, I don't think you have all these other guys, because he's the one who actually gave the Targaryens their minds, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, he's the type of guy to solve problems with his powers. Dragons. If you have nuclear weapons, if you have bombs, and you're in a war, don't you use your bombs? He's the guy who solved problems with dragons. He's the one that made everyone know that, yeah, these blonde-haired, blue-eyed, these silver-haired, violet-eyed lizard people, they are not to be trifled with. He's the one who showed their might. Now, as a king, his rule, some might say F tier. Well, I would say it's a C tier, easy C tier, because he was, how would I say, necessary evil. Now we have Jaehaerys. Now Jaehaerys is Maegor's nephew. Yeah, there's a whole lot of history between Maegor and how we get to Maegor and then Jaehaerys. But to keep the story short, Jaehaerys is Maegor's nephew, and he reigned after Maegor died. Now Jaehaerys reigned the longest out of all these guys, like 50 plus years. So he knew what it was. He built roads, which is always a good thing. So yeah, Jaehaerys is easy S tier, even some might say greater than the conqueror. So I think, yeah, he's S tier, good monarch. Now we have Viserys the First, absolute cheese. This guy was a cheese. Viserys the First. He's the guy from House of the Dragon, if you've seen the show. Absolute cheesehead, like spineless. Another spineless. Okay, maybe I mean, the guy was just blind, like he was just blind. His family was literally falling apart in front of his face, and he was just, oh well, I mean, can I have some wine, cup of wine? It was just atrocious. But he wasn't F tier, he did rule after, you know, Jaehaerys. So he basically like got an alley oop, but instead of dunk, he missed the dunk. So C tier, now above Meg, C tier. Now Aegon the second. Now this is the Aegon that Rhaenyra's half brother basically. He ruled in a time of war. The dance of the dragons basically, but I really do feel bad for the guy, man. Like he had a really tough life. So but he was, as a ruler, he was also very, very sheepish, very spineless. Another spineless ruler. Wait, why am I saying spineless so much? He was I'll say he was also a C tier guy. Like, I mean, actually no, it was F tier. What am I saying? It was F, straight F, loser. He was a loser. And we have Aegon the third. That's Aegon the younger. Now this guy was really sad, man. Yeah, like he was really sad because he saw his mom die in front of him. Yeah, that's how Rhaenyra dies. Oopsies, spoilers. I'm sorry. Yeah, she dies. A dragon choked her. So, but as far as he ruled, man, I think he was said to be. He actually had regents, so he wasn't really like ruling for most of it because he got the throne when he was young. But as far as rulers go, I think he was a beater. He was a beater king. As far as being a king. Daron the young dragon. I don't know. I like this guy for some reason. I don't know why. Like absolute goofball. This guy. He wanted to be a conqueror. Very stupid guy, but I don't know. I like him for some reason. I feel like he's the most, like, I don't know. He's kind of the most. I don't know. I just like him. Maybe it's because of his name. Daron. I'm young day, so I don't know. But Daron, the young dragon. He basically was a would-be conqueror king. He's the guy who conquered Dawn briefly for 1 second. Yeah, for like 1 second. So he died fighting, absolute madman. But Daron, he's a beater. For doing his accomplishment, he's a beater. Now his brother Baelor, Baelor guy, absolute buffoon, just a pious idiot, foolish person. Now this guy actually ruled for 12 years, if I'm not mistaken. He ruled long, so it wasn't that bad of him. The realm was actually peaceful. But as a person, he was stupid. But his rule is actually, I'll give him a B tier. I'll give him above Daron. Yeah, B tier. Viserys the second. This guy is so underrated, very underrated. Nobody rates him, but I rate him. Easy S tier, man. Now, why is he? Let's say, I think, yeah, this is good. Viserys the second ruled while Tyrion actually gives him his props. If I'm not mistaken, Tyrion actually gives him props. And when Tyrion says someone did good, you gotta give him respect. He ruled while he warred and he was praying. So he also ruled. Okay, no, he didn't rule for his brother. So he ruled for this guy 4 years, 12 years, and then he ruled for 1 year before he died. And after he died, everything just went downhill because Aegon the fourth, Aegon the unworthy, Aegon the fat man, absolute F, top of F. This is a guy who was fucking horrid, just doing all manner of nonsense. He was just a man of excess. It's kind of like Robert, but at least Robert has self-control. I'm kidding. But he basically he started a Blackfire rebellion. But it's the cause of the Blackfire rebellion because he had multiple bastards. How are you a king and you have multiple kids from different women, and you don't think they would ever, and you legitimize all of them on your deathbed. Like how? How? Makes absolutely no sense. FT. We have Daron, known as Daron the Good. I mean, you don't get that as the good without being at least an 8-year king. Now, Daron, he ruled. Oh, he had the family, he had the royal, he had the diplomacy. But his brother, half brother, Daemon Blackfire, was always seen as favorable. For me personally, I don't believe the Blackfires, if they won that rebellion, they would have actually been good kings. But just because someone looks like a king doesn't mean they're fit to be king. You know what I'm saying? Now, Ares, right? Ares. This guy, another spineless, just F, just F. Yeah, I think he's. I'll say he's. Yeah, he didn't really do nothing. He was just nothing. F, loser, absolute failure of I think I'm satisfied with this failure. Just a failure guy. Micah. I like Micah. He was a warrior. He didn't want to be king. He killed his brother mistakenly. But he was a warrior, and I really fuck with Micah. I think Micah is a B tier. He's a B tier. It fits him. B tier. He ruled as a B tier guy. Aegon the Fourth, known as Egg, that guy, that bald guy, Egg. Egg was an A tier king. Egg, he was a good king. He had good reforms, but he couldn't control his kids, man. It sucks when you have many kids and they don't do what you say. It's really tough. And he also basically came mad because of Dragon Dreams, so feel bad for him. Jaehaerys II, absolute nothing. Like, he's a buffer. He's basically a bridge gap between this guy, Aegon the Fifth, and Aenys II. So basically, he's a buffer, just to give a middle gap. Absolute spineless. Well, he did rule during the war of the 9 Penny Kings, but like, he wasn't really. Look at him covering one arm, like his arm about to fall off. Absolute cheese. Aenys II, the Mad King. This is the guy who ended this shit, man. Like, literally, if this Aegon started him, he ended it. You imagine if he was like Aegon the 6th or something. So you start with this guy, so his name is Aegon the First, and then he starts it, and then Aegon the 6th ends it. Like, that would have actually been very funny. But Aenys II, just worthless. Like, I mean, he started off very calm, but then he ran mad, So yeah, his madness took over. Big Bobby B. Now, Robert isn't actually a Targaryen. I mean, he has Targaryen blood, but he's a Baratheon. But he has, for the Targaryen blood, I might as well put him on this list. Robert was a B tier king. I think, yeah, he was a B tier king. I'll put him next to Micah. He was a B tier king. Didn't really rule the best. He wasn't known as a great king. He was just known as like Robert the Fat Man. Another fat man, but his prime. This man was something to behold. But as far as being a king goes, Robert was a B tier king. Yeah, I'm satisfied with this list, and there you have it. These are the 17 or 18, but 17 Targaryen kings. These are my rankings of how they ruled. Jaehaerys as the best. We have Aenys as the worst. But let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below. Once again, it's your boy Kidio. Let's go.